So the Euro is finally over, and today I'll be doing my Euro 2024 team of the tournament. And also in the comment section, let me know your own team of the tournament, or if there's any player you will swap with mine. Remember, this is my own team of the tournament. Let's get straight into it. Starting with the goalkeeper position, there were three guys that stood out for me. Diego Costa for Portugal, Unai Simon for Spain, and Manuel Neuer for Germany. And for me, I'll be going with Diego Costa for Portugal. I think that guy was good. I've forgotten the country they played with, where he made three back-to-back penalty saves. Aside that, there were some very good saves he made during the game as well. For Unai Simon, okay, good. Manuel Neuer, good. But for me, the guy that stood out for me in that goalkeeper position is Diego Costa, and that's for Portugal. He plays for Portugal. Now, starting on the right back, for the right back, these are the guys that stood out for me: Joshua Kimmich, Kunde, and Carvajal. Those are the three guys that stood out for me on that right back position. And if I'm to pick anyone, it will have to be Carvajal. Carvajal was just good. He brought us some consistency from the Champions League. He still brought it into the Euros, and also you could say he took one for the team. He missed one game and he took one for the team, a yellow card. And when he came back into the final where he played, you could tell the difference where he was actually overlapping, which gave Yamal the opportunity to move more central, and that actually caused problems for England. But Carvajal is that guy that stood out for me on that right back place. The two other guys, Kunde and Kimmich, shout out to them. They did okay, but for me, Carvajal is that guy on that right back for the right back position. Now for the right centre back, woohoo! For the right centre back position, these are the guys that stood out for me: Rudiger, Akanji, Saliba, Van Dijk. If I'm to pick anyone, I'll be going with Saliba. Saliba was just very good in this tournament. It just sad that France. There was just something wrong with France in this tournament. They were not creating much. Defensively, they were good, but there was just something wrong with them. Mbappe didn't really have his best Euro. Like, there was just something wrong with France in terms of creating chances, and they were very. You could tell. I think they got through. Majority of their wins were like on goals, basically. I forgot the game where they actually now scored a goal from open play, but for it wasn't just enough basically for them to go to the final. But for that right center back position, I'll be going with Saliba. Honestly, Saliba was just excellent, too good in this, winning duels, interception, one on one, being at the right place at the right time. Saliba was just excellent. Van Dijk, Akanji, Rudiger, shout out to them. They did okay, but for me, Saliba is that guy that stood out for me for that for the center back, for the right center back position. Now for the left center back position, I'll be going. These are the guys that stood out for me: Pepe, Laporte, and McGay. McGay for me, the best defender for England. Pepe at that age, man, he was defending, clearing balls from the box. There was a moment where I think I forgot the player that was trying to outpace him. You could tell he recovered with his pace. Like, whoo! He made one mistake also that nearly cost them to lose a game. I think it was Pepe, yeah. But despite that, Pepe was very solid in this tournament. For that age, he did excellently well. And when you talk about Laporte, when I was watching him, and I was like, wow, we actually let Laporte go. Like, we actually let Laporte go to the Saudi League. But hey, it is what it is. The way he was carrying the ball out from the back, the way he was passing, Laporte was just very, very good. And McGay, like, if there's one player no one expected to actually do well, like, I don't think everyone, the English team, most people were more focused on the likes of the Jude Bellingham, the Phil Foden, those guys, the Bukayo Saka, but McGay was that guy that actually stood out for me at that back line for England. He was very good, very, very good for England. And if I'm to pick my left center back for my team, I'll begin with Laporte. Laporte to me was the best left center back defender in this tournament. Everything about him was just good. Passing, defending. Like he was just complete for this tournament. So Laporte for the left center back position. Now, if I'm to go with the left back position, for the left back position, the guys that stood out for me, Cucurella, Teo Hernandez, and Nuno Mendes, that plays for Portugal. Teo Hernandez for France, and I'll be going with Cucurella. Honestly, Cucurella, he has mistakes in him. He's really not that strong type. He's really not the strong type. He can get easily pushed, but in these Euros, Cucurella did well. Cucurella did well in these Euros. Was he? I'm guessing he was the one that gave the assist for the second goal for Spain in the final. So he did well. When he was supposed to defend, he defended well. When he was supposed to attack, he attacked well. So Cucurella is that guy that stood out for me for that left center back position. So now for the goalkeeper position, guys, don't forget, we have Diego Costa for our goalkeeper position. Right back, we're going with Carvajal. The right center back, we're going with Saliba. The left center back, we're going with Laporte. And the left back position, we're going with Cucurella. Shout out to Teo Hernandez and Nuno Mendes. Now, for the midfield position, my number 6, my DM, I'll begin with Declan Rice, who for me has been the best player for England. Declan Rice for me was the best player for England. Well, I'm guessing to some people they will say Jude Bellingham or Bukayo Saka, but for me, Declan Rice was best player. He has been England best player. Declan Rice has been England best player for me. And that number 6 position, I'll be going with Declan Rice. And you guys all know, I think people don't really play with number 10 again in football. It's more of like a number 8 on the right side and another number 8 on the left side. So if I'm to pick the number 8 on the right side for that midfield, I'll be going with Rodri. Mr. No Bad Game, very consistent, doing his job, his passing ability, intercepting balls, like everything about Rodri is just complete. Player of the tournament, well deserved. You can give it to him. I didn't have a problem with that. There were other guys, if they have given it to any other, like Yamal, also well deserved as well. But Rodri for me, Mr. No Bad Game, always doing his job and always at the right place at the right time. For that right hand side, I'll be going with Rodri. On the left side, I'll be going with Fabian Ruiz, who the most underrated player in the tournament. He did his job very well. Him and Rodri, they complement each other. His passing, defending, intercepting balls, everything about Fabian Ruiz was just complete. Like, he was a very good player in this tournament. It has nothing to do with him that his PR is not up there with the likes of the Toni Kroos, the Jude Bellingham. But for me, Fabian Ruiz has to be in that left side. And my 3 midfield players, Declan Rice, Rodri, and Fabian Ruiz. Shout out to the likes of Kobe Mainoo, Toni Kroos, Xavi Simons, N'Golo Kante. These other guys did well, but these are the 3 guys that stood out for me. On that left side, of course, you have Nico Williams, and for me, it was between Nico Williams and Dani Olmo, and honestly, I have to go with Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is that guy I have to pick. Whenever he was brought on to influence the game as a substitute, even before Pedri got injured, he had impact. And when Pedri got injured, when he started playing more games, like he started coming on to start in the team, he was still delivering. So for that left-hand side, I'll be going with Dani Olmo. Yeah, Nico Williams, good player, but for me, I'll be going with Dani Olmo on that left-hand side. Up front, I'll be going with Cody Gakpo. You can't look past Cody Gakpo in this tournament. In this tournament, the strikers failed to deliver. They didn't deliver. The likes of Harry Kane, Mbappe, Lukaku, they all failed to deliver. Like, they didn't deliver. So for that striker position, I'll be going with Cody Gakpo. And on that right-hand side, no other person then. The best young player in the tournament, Yamal, at 16, he took everyone by surprise. We all knew the potential was there. But to date, at the Euros, the cameras on you, everyone is watching on you. It takes a lot, honestly. Oh, actually, he's 17 now, no more 16. But shout out to Yamal. He did so well in this competition. Created chances. I think he had like 4 assists and 1 goal. He actually played so well in this competition. And shout out to the likes of Bukayo Saka, who did their best, and Kopama and other right wingers as well, who did their bit. But for me, for that right hand side, it has to be Yamal. And That's it for me, guys. Let me know who you will swap. Let me know who you will swap. Let me know if maybe Nico Williams will be in your team, and maybe, I don't know, you can swap him. Maybe you might decide to either go for Danny Olmo as a striker and maybe drop out Cody Gakpo, or you're okay with my own team whereby Danny Olmo on the left-hand side and Cody Gakpo up front. But hey, let me know who you will swap, or let me know your team in the comment section. And that's it for me, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much, guys.